We tie a Gilled Nymph, or my version of a Gilled, Shane Stallcup's Gilled Nymph. We start with a TM code 2302 in a size 16. That's a 1/16 inch tungsten brass bead. Thread is 17/0 uni. We tie it in behind the bead and bring the thread all the way back to the bend. I'm going to take a piece of extra fine Largatoon gold wire and tie it in at the back. Not too picky about how I strap that piece of wire on. It's not going to be seen by anything. Bring it up to the front and run it right back to the back end, to the bend. You can see how deep I go into the bend with that thread and wire. I got 3 pieces of ostrich herl, 1 in tan and 2 in olive, just to give it some variation, not just a solid straight color. Little highlights. Tie the ostrich herl in. I like my ostrich herl really long hairs on for this fly, and the stem to be really strong and thin. Take a piece of mottled olive brown medallion sheeting. That's about 3/16 of an inch wide, and tie it in the back. It's actually the difference between my Gilled Nymph and Shane's Gilled Nymph. It becomes the back strap for the fly instead of just burning it down and letting the wire show through. I'm going to create a dubbing loop now. This is Petty Jean's dubbing loop tool. It adds a lot of strength. I'm going to take that ostrich herl and twist it, and that thread really gives it a lot of strength. Take that ostrich herl and trap it in that loop. Now, if used with the combinations, I'll go 2 tan and an olive, or a 2 dun and an olive, or 2 olive and a dun. Just depends on where I'm fishing and what color the Callibaetis are out there. I like the different variations quite a bit. I'm just creating that dubbing loop, that brush of ostrich herl. I'm going to take it now and wrap it forward. Some of the hairs get trapped. I'll just brush back those little filials. Bring it all the way up to the front. Tie off my ostrich herl up at the front. Trim it off. And then whip finish it off. Now I'm trimming off just the top hairs, because if you remember, this is a Gilled Nymph, and so that's where most of I've got plenty of gills. And just trim it off and pull that medallion sheeting up over the top. You see I'm using a really large pair of whip finishers. And take that gold wire and wrap it up to the front. Try to make it evenly as spaced as possible. I'm not worried too much about trapping fibers, because I know I'm going to just pull them out anyway. Some nice segmentation. tie off my wire and then helicopter off the excess. As I said, trying to just pull those fibers out to the side of the fly. And I'm clearing a space now for the thorax and the legs. Now what I've gotten is a olive piece of CDC, and I'm taking about 6 fibers of UV ice dub, light olive. Captured it in a Pettigene magic tool. I've been letting the thread hang and unwind itself, and I'm just smashing it out, and I'm going to split that 17/0 thread. Just like that. Trap those CDC UV ice dub fibers in that thread and create a brush. That's going to be my legs. I like that UV ice dub because it gives a little sparkle as it moves through the water. I'm just brushing back the fibers as I wrap it. Trim off my thread and trim off my excess medallion sheeting. Pulling those gills out. I'm just taking an olive brown marker, coloring those final thread wraps. Take UV knot scents and coat the wing case. I make sure that it goes from the wire all the way up to the bead, and I make sure I get a little dot on the bead because it magnifies the bead. Hit it with my laser. Good to go. That's my version of Shane Stallcup's Gilled Nymph.